Teams everywhere are dealing with a serious problem, a productivity problem. Don't worry, HubSpot's customer platform can help. No more time-consuming tasks, no more chasing down prospect info, no more one system for this, another system for that. HubSpot helps you find leads, reach prospects, and deliver the insights to convert them to customers all in one place, making your productivity problem no problem at all. Visit HubSpot.com to learn how they can help you grow better. Welcome to Tuesday, everybody. It's April 23rd. I'm John Weigell here with Katherine Laidlaw, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Today, Tesla has their Q1 2024 earnings call, and some bad news is expected. The EV company has been plagued with layoffs, recalls, losing favor in China, and plummeting stock prices as CEO Elon Musk now declares he's in, quote, wartime mode. So, how did they get here, and can autonomous robotaxis save them? We'll get to that in a bit, but first let's run down the hits and headlines in business and tech. To start us off today, retailer Express Inc., which owns Express, Bonobos, and UpWest Express brands, is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company will close 95 Express stores and all of its UpWest locations. That really explains why the Express near me has had a 50% off sale for months. Next, construction started yesterday on Brightline West, a high-speed train that will reach 186 miles per hour and shuttle passengers between Las Vegas and Los Angeles by 2028. Sorely overdue, really excited for it. Getting into drones, autonomous drone startup Zipline made its 1 millionth delivery. The San Francisco-based company's zero-emissions drones have flown over 70 million miles and delivered over 10 million products to 4.7 thousand hospitals and companies like Walmart and GNC. All right, so getting into some food news today. Chipotle opened its Kuwait City location today. It's the first of 4 Middle East locations planned for 2024, including one in Dubai. So, Katherine, what do you think about this Middle Eastern expansion by Chipotle?
Honestly, this is expansion news I can use. I am a huge burrito fan, and I am very excited for the people of Kuwait City to be able to enjoy Chipotle burritos just as I do.
This is great. So now on your transfers in Dubai for anywhere that you may need to go, you can stop, get out of the plane, grab some, chicken burrito and be back on with it.
I would say a taste of home, but I think now it's looking more and more like a taste of everywhere.
Yes, that's correct. And finally, a big Oreo to report on. Hydrox maker Leaf Brands has long accused Oreo of bullying its competing cookie out of stores. And now it's suing Oreo parent company Mondelez International, alleging antitrust violations. Katherine, I know we've reported on this a while ago. What's your take on this Hydrox versus Oreo story?
Yes, one of our writers at The Hustle did a feature on this back in January, but this lawsuit has been a long time coming. And I'm sure that the cult followers of Hydrox, of which there are many and who are vehement supporters of the company and believe deeply that they make a superior cookie to Oreo and have for years, will be very excited about this because I know the cookie has been really difficult to find in recent years.
You're telling me. I've never even had it before. I don't think I've ever even seen it in stores before.
Me neither, but I'm really excited at the possibility that we might be able to try them at some point in the future.
Yeah.
But more seriously, I'm curious about the effect a lawsuit like this could have on the broader grocery industry and who decides what goes where in the grocery store, on what shelves, and what even makes it there.
Sure. That's always been a contention piece. What's higher on the shelves? What's lower on the shelves? How companies pay for that or don't pay for it. There's a lot going on here. And I'm definitely going to keep glued to this antitrust lawsuit. We're going to be very double stuffed on it here. All right. Moving on to our main story today. As today marks Tesla's Q1 earnings call, we're going to discuss the place they're currently in. The company has been all over the news this year for various negative reasons, and it seems a pivot is needed on their side. So, Katherine, can you first share with me some details about the year that Tesla's been having?
Tesla is having a no good, very bad year. Its stock has slid by more than 40%, first of all. Its sales are slumping. The market for its battery-powered cars is weakening. Profit margins have narrowed. As you mentioned earlier, there's been recalls of its Cybertruck because of faulty accelerator pedals, really dangerous stuff. Its once dominant position in China has been under siege. India's prime minister was supposed to announce an investment in the company that was called off at the last minute. And Musk also recently unveiled plans to slash more than 10% of Tesla's global workforce, which amounts to more than 14,000 jobs. So it's really sort of facing assaults on multiple fronts at this point.
Okay, so not so great. So from all of that information, obviously this earnings call, it's seeming we're going to get a lot of negative news since the stock has gone way down and all the things you just mentioned, Katherine, are happening. Do you have any idea why all of this stuff is happening all of a sudden starting this year? Is there any reason, like, did Elon Musk make a bad investment decision at any point during this process?
So there have been a couple of things that have happened. One is that the market more broadly has weakened. But the second is that Musk has made a couple of bad bets. He has decided to scrap the more affordable car options for the company, which just means fewer entry points for potential consumers of an already really expensive car. Mm-hmm. He's now saying that he's, quote unquote, going balls to the wall for autonomy. So he's prioritizing the robotaxi, which is a controversial decision because I think the sort of self-driving car as it exists currently in Tesla's lineup requires total supervision and actually isn't self-driving at all. So it's a bit of a misnomer. Mm-hmm. But I think as the market weakens, there's also confusion. Investors are worried about the strategic direction of the company. Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, it's not just the stock that's going down. Like the earnings call is expected to report a 40% plunge in operating profit, which is Tesla's first revenue decline in 4 years. So there's been a number of factors, but Musk's decision-making is at the forefront for sure.
And the surprising part of this is that this is over just this quarter. What you said previously about investors being a bit skittish about this, it seems a lot of that comes from the investment that Musk is trying to make in autonomous vehicles. As you mentioned, the FSD is what's currently employed by a lot of the Tesla models that actually requires you to still be there. You know, you can't fall asleep at the wheel exactly. So investors are worried about his consistent investment in autonomous vehicles and these cars that can drive themselves, which many think that they don't have as much of a future as investment in an affordable Tesla car would, at least short term, compatible with the company's success.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you think about FSDs, you're thinking about a line that requires like a huge initial investment outlay. It's not a car that the average American can afford to be driving. And so you're not going to see those revenue gains and that profit right away. Mm-hmm. And so to sort of eliminate the entry point or the midpoint even from your potential market offering, you know, I'm not a Tesla investor, but if I was, I'd be nervous about that because it just seems like you're eliminating a bunch of potential in favor of spending more money up front.
It seems like it. And a lot of people who are Tesla investors and a lot of people have kind of worries about this because Tesla has actually received a huge amount of investments over the past few years. And that's kind of part of the problem, I guess, is that a lot of these people are now thinking, oh, I don't know, should I jump ship now or should I keep on this train because it keeps going down? And if it turns around, it'll probably take a long time, it looks like.
You know, one thing I read earlier that I found really interesting was while analysts are feeling skittish about Musk's decision-making prowess or strategy at the helm of Tesla, one thing that's really interesting about its stock is that Musk as a leader has a lot to do with it in the sense that more so than any other big tech stock, individual investors actually account for a higher share of Tesla's total trading volume. And there are a lot of people who have bought into Tesla because they believe in Musk as a leader rather than they necessarily know much about how the technology works or what their long-term plans are. And I just think that's really interesting that the sort of cult of Elon cuts both ways a little bit.
Sure.
And I think that's something really unique about this company.
Yeah, that's a really fascinating touch. Yeah. There's this Wall Street Journal article that I was reading earlier about diehard Tesla stock owners. And it really just profiles these different people who are putting a lot of faith in Elon Musk, exactly what you said. So that really echoes well throughout this entire stock, it looks like. All of these people have a kind of celebrity complex for Elon Musk, and they believe in him. And that's the driver of their investment rather than the technology or how it's going to appreciate over the next few years or the decisions being made currently. So it's fascinating to see, really.
In that article, I think one of them calls Elon Steve Jobs with an order of magnitude that's inconceivable or something. Like, it makes a really bold claim.
Yes.
And that might end up being true, but I don't know that you can back that up today. And you hear about these stockholders for whom Tesla makes up 80% of their entire portfolio, and that's been cut in half.
Yeah.
In the latest quarter. And I don't know, it gives me pause. you know?
It's really impressive to see that they've built up that much of individual stockholders. But going forward, what do you think is going to happen next for Tesla? I mean, obviously they're in a rough patch right now. Do you see them turning around anytime soon, or do you kind of see them unfortunately fizzling more?
I mean, one thing that's, I think, interesting to note is that Tesla is still worth $469 billion. It's still valued at more than 9 times the market cap of General Motors, for example. And so while we're talking about a rough patch, it's important, I think, to keep that in perspective. Tesla's still a huge company. They employ, more than 100,000 people. I think they'll be able to weather the rough patch. Elon has turned ships around before.
Yes.
Will I be watching with bated breath to see how he pulls this one out of his hat? Yes, I will.
Yes. It's going to be quite the Titanic job if he does. Will be interesting to watch nonetheless. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, this great new podcast just came out and I can't wait to tell you about it. It's called The Next Wave, AI in the Future of Technology, and it's hosted by Matt Wolf and Nathan Lands. And of course, it's brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. You can catch The Next Wave with Matt Wolf and Nathan Lands, who are leading AI creators who are your guiding light in the AI and technology frontier. AI technology is transforming the way we do business, and the media landscape is a bit fragmented, but The Next Wave strives to be the leading podcast on AI technology and how you can apply it to growing your business. You can listen to The Next Wave wherever you get your podcasts.